side. You hold me tight, just my type. You know me when the stars outside. You bless me. Welcome back to Pisces TV with Dr. MB. This is your daily vibe for the collective of Pisces, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising sign, wherever Pisces may fall in your chart. Cross watchers, you're more than welcomed. All right, if you're dealing with the Pisces, it could talk about you, someone in your environment, past, present, or future, though I do set my intentions on the immediate future. My readings are timeless, so whenever this comes across your screen, my rule of thumb is it was meant for you. Take from it what you will. Tarot is entertainment. If it doesn't resonate with you, feel free to check some of my other videos or other aspects of your chart. I do natal readings. If you're interested in your own personal readings, tarot courses, products and services, check the description box. There is a link to my Etsy store there, as well as my email address and a link to our new Patreon membership platform. Here on YouTube, there are several tabs, a lot of stuff to discover. The shop for our custom tees, we have merchandise, membership, the community board, and stories. So check that out if you'd like to see up close and personal photos of the products and services and daily inspiration. I post a lot in the community board. I like to start with an icebreaker, and we also do a Celtic cross style reading. In the extended version, which is available to my Shark members through Patreon, we will pull cards to answer questions, so it's like a free pick a card for you. All right, I will get started with this reading, Pisces, and I have two cards that came out. Okay, all right. Now, I'm gonna start with the food card because I did shuffle prior to starting the video to see where we were going with this. The scintillating intelligence. I didn't know what scintillating was, so I Googled it. And it talks about just a brilliantly shining light, almost like a super intelligent. And you don't get that from the Fool much. But in this deck, the Fool is represented by a scintillating intelligence. Now I wonder, really quick, yeah, here it is. So it talks about the spirit of Aether, if you're into the Kundalini or occult anatomy, stuff like that. Alchemical air, spirit, Uranus, the scintillating intelligence, yellow, above to below is the cube space, and the key ideas represent consciousness, prana, super consciousness, vital principle, life breath. So are we talking about spirit here? Like the air is invisible. It's everywhere. It's everything. Even when you can't breathe, I feel like the nothing that we exist in is still air because it's not a liquid. It's not a gas. It's not a solid, right? I absolutely love that. And the affirmation says the scintillating intelligence is my true self. So practically I'm the universe. I am one with the eternal flame of spirit, which is the true underlining of all experiences. That's what I just said. I like when I say what I just said. The number 0, we have the sun, for those of you that care. And this little flag looks like a fish with an eagle. So it's like, maybe I'll let you see it. Usually it's a bag, but it looks like a little flag, but it's kind of shaped like a fish right there with the eye on it, right? I like white roses. You have to look up what white roses symbolize, Pisces. We see the dog, we see the jumping off the cliff, and it's like looking up. Whatever the Fool is looking at, we can't see it because like he or she doesn't look afraid. It's following this butterfly, again, more yellow, so willpower, solar plexus, transformation. But anyway, I like the eagle, the fish shape, and the eye. Because Pisces, with a fish, the eagle is that mastery of self. So I wonder if, and I know it's not going to be a popular opinion, but I wonder if the Fool has mastered something. Because the Fool is always taught, and look, I just saw 444. The Fool is always taught, or it's taught to us that it's the beginning, the ignorance, the luck, the not knowing what to do, not having nothing to do it with. But I see an eagle. Maybe it's set out to find this mastery of self, or the master, or whatever. So I always look at the bottom of the deck when I choose a card, and Source says, I don't tell you to do that. Cool. I just look at it. And I saw the Emperor. The Emperor talks about the constituting intelligence. So when I think of the Constitution, it's like the law, you know, the proclamation, what was written, you know, something like that. It's very authoritative. And let's see really quick if I can find it. If not, I won't spend too much time on it with you guys. But it is meant to be. With the Emperor, we have Son of the Morning, Chief among the Mighty, all right? Window and 5, whereas the Fool is the Ox and 1, all right? Ruled by Mars, the Sun, it's exalted. That may mean something. The constituting intelligence, North and East, all right? The key ideas represent vision, analyzing, reason, intellect, self-consciousness, dominion, divine father. The constituting intelligence is my true self. My divine reasoning facultates are cultivated and potent, permitting my every emanation. So this is at the bottom of the deck. I don't think this is, I think you're opening up to something new. Whatever may have ruled you, controlled you, whether it's aspects of yourself, a person, place, thing, or situation, it being at the bottom of the deck talks about the past or the non-existent. And I think it's a new beginning, okay? Some of you may be walking away from something like tradition, something that was stable, like a job, a relationship, family members, mates, your own habits. And I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I am the phoenix of the work of the great perfection. Learn, teach, student of ageless wisdom. Climb the spiral staircase to clarity through cleansing inhalations. As it is said, the light that I am has always been, is now, and forever shall be. For the one breath brings life, death, and that which is in between. That sounds like God, the universe, source. So it's like this fool, this nothing, this zero, this beginning. Okay, it's kind of like the alpha. And alpha, when I hear people, men and women, talk about being, I'm the alpha, I don't think they truly understand what that means. And I even had to learn that usually the alpha wouldn't call themselves that. So if you have been like, I'm the alpha this, or you know a person that's like, I'm the alpha male, I'm an alpha female, and I just want to share with you that most often the alpha doesn't say that no more than the queen has to put up flyers and say, I am the Queen Elizabeth. It's like, no, you know, I know that they know. I know that they know. I know that I know. And I know that they know that I know, right? Something like that. So we're going to take an oracle card because I'm just like so loving this energy, Pisces. It's like you're not ruled by anything at the time. I feel like Source has it under control. And that's pretty dope. So we have authority. All right. Romantic love. But we have authority. So for some of you, this could be divine masculine, divine feminine energy, new beginning in your love life, your soul tribes, your life, the world is how you see it, this newfound intellect. But the authority is the number 10, one of my favorite numbers. So now we go from the 0 to the 10. The frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and yet realized, wise, and loving. Receptive. Receptive is a big thing. I don't feel the Emperor is very receptive, whereas the Fool is very receptive. And receptive, I feel like it has something to do with how you receive, you know, not closing out or being like overly egotistical or too smart or too this and too that, where you can't take feedback. Okay? So it's like the wolf that leads from the back of the pack and not the alpha male that feels to be in the front line. So that's pretty cool. I did see romantic love. And then you got 2 tens. You got 19, which is delight. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. And notice the Fool card always has the sun and is always talked about, okay? So we'll go ahead and get the reading started for you Pisces with this intelligence. Now the first card, the current energy, the focus of the reading may be about some new information, a new way of thinking, a new idea, some fresh wind blowing in, okay? At the bottom of the deck is the 9 of Wands. So this need to defend yourself, defend your intelligence, defend your opinions, defend your integrity, defend whatever it is that you're protecting, that you've worked hard for, because it's like these wands for me talk about actions and creativity, okay? 9 is also this number of completion. So now you have 1s and 0s and 9s, and we'll see where this reading is going. Now with the Ace of Swords, we have the 2 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands talks about taking a new direction. 1 wand, I don't want to do that. I don't like that. I've overcame that. I've learned that, or I set out to create that. And it's like now I'm ready for something new. I want to do something new, looking out into the future. All right. It also talks about a spiritual approach. So again, we're talking about spirit, the wind, spirit, the breath, spirit, the 2 of Wands, a spiritual path. Okay. And if not a spiritual path, it may have something to do with your life purpose and your path to spirit. Now in the past, all right, I see some conflicts, some challenges. I see a little bit of ego. Okay, if there was some tension, especially in your love life, because that card did pop up, I can't take that away. So there could have been some miscommunications, you know, and it's like turning the other cheek, because literally we see one of his cheeks, everybody else quit. He got their swords with this smug look like, yeah, that's right. And they looking like, man, please. Like ain't nobody got time for that. And it's also a 5. So when we talk about change and challenges, maybe that is something that has to change or needs to change. We do have a full moon in Aquarius coming up. And this is moon in Aquarius. I don't know if it's new moon or full moon, but the moon in Aquarius, I think with the 5 of Swords. Now, in the past, crossing this challenging aspect, we talk about the 10 of Wands. This pressure, these actions. Some of you where there's this new insight, this new information. Some of you being given the sword, because I think about Archangel Michael and how Archangel Michael was given this sword because he or she, because I don't try to mix the energies with what people created, but he was brave enough to, was swift enough to, was intelligent enough to receive it. You know, maybe some of you guys have been fighting this, trying to carry this burden. And it's like you don't have to work, I might put that as the caption. You don't have to work hard, work smart. Because the 10 of Wands is definitely at the bottom of the deck. This 9 of Wands, this being under something else or someone's else control, right? Or maybe even the desire for control, authority, and power. Something about that is changing. Because this is coming up, crossing the past. The 10 of Wands, and like I said, either some of you may feel weighed down. Some of you could be tired of fighting. Some of you could be receiving gifts, receiving answers, receiving clarity, receiving awareness over something that may have been weighing you down. And I know I just felt a lot of you like, finally. And see how we talked about that breath, right? So now crowning your thoughts, moving away from chaos. Whether you're doing it or not, it's something that you want. You want to be relieved of the burden. You want to be relieved of depression, anxiety, fighting, conflicts. Even if it's the conflicts in the world. If it's not in your home, could be something you saw on the news, something you saw online. And it's just like a lot of swords and a lot of wands. For each sword card, a wand card comes out, and then more swords, and then more wands. So that's what makes me feel like actions, words as well. Let your actions, let your words speak. Now, the wands represent creations. And sometimes on this channel, I have referred to the creations as the little invisible monsters that kind of like feed off of negativity, right? And maybe this wind coming in is clearing a lot of that out for some, for you. And that is going to allow more opportunities, more inspiration, more happiness, right? Because you won't give in to that conflict, that instigation. You have this newfound energy, this newfound reflection. And those of you that are, really confused or angry or sad, this mental energy that you may think is emotional, your heart, your memories, because I did see the Six of Cups. So if you can't stop thinking about things, pain, hurtful things, heartbreaking things, opportunities that you didn't take, just all the things that kind of make you feel bad, it's like on this loop. And maybe it's this creative little, energies that love, that you like to beat a dead horse, because that came up in a live today. And it kind of just feeds off of it. But I feel, here's Archangel Raphael moving you away. Everybody's moving away. Like somebody's moving away. Okay? And what are they moving away from? This conflict in the center, or that may be the center of attention. So be mindful that you may have an opportunity to take a different approach when it comes to an argument. If you have people that kind of provoke you, now you guys, and I say you guys because I read your comments, may have made yourselves aware. There's some type of awareness in lessons and tests when it comes to your love. Because when I do your readings and you say, I'm tired of tests, I'm tired of, I want the one, I don't want to learn any more lessons. So you have become aware that potentially people come into your lives, for a reason. And you say, I'm not going to answer that call. I'm going to say no to that offer. I'm going to, value myself. If they don't prove it to me, I'm not going to believe what they say. If they ain't left them yet, they probably ain't going to. I'm not going to wait for anybody. I'm not going to settle for anybody. So I'm like, yes, Pisces, yes. But maybe that's not the only place we get tested. Maybe, because I share with you guys, my going off on customer service, just minimally. Not the old buns, honey, because the old buns, okay, will read you right and left and then say, go take a break right now while I'm standing here. Go take a break, log off. We're done. Call with it. I can't say that it's immature. I honestly feel like most of them needed that. But maybe it was my place, not sure. Anywho, on your life purpose and your life path, if you're here to learn certain lessons, those situations could come about for good reason, for you or for the person that you're dealing with. So when I think about this sword, it could be something like looking over a document, because it talks about clarity and understanding. So being mindful, your discernment, some new information coming in. And I don't know if it's going to upset you or not, because I'm looking at this Five of Swords in the center of your reading, and then the aspect on both ends. The Two of Wands is taking a different direction, and the Ten of Wands is packing up and moving on. If we go backwards, right, with the Two of Wands is moving forward into the future, higher intelligence, could be technology, telecommunications, and then this Five of Swords where there's this conflicting thing, and then the Ten of Wands and the Six of Swords is kind of like these two, something is moving away, and then something else is new. Something may have to move away for something new to come in, Pisces, and maybe that's where the conflict is. If you're wondering why things haven't changed, why is this happening? Even if it's energy or your discernment, your intellect, your mind, the shit you sit and think about all the time, or what you do. All right? Near future. Night of Wands coming up. Night of Wands. So this is definitely An adventure. An adventure. I can say that. I don't see it as the lack of commitment. I don't see it as the dark night of the soul. I don't see it as most of the things that the Knight of Wands gets from tarot. I see maybe you're going on a short little trip. And I don't know if it's with someone, by yourself, if it's literal, or figuratively? Figuratively. Did I say that right? Oh. Okay. Something good. And I ain't trying to be messy, I'm serious. Something good is coming. And I'll just share it with you. I see the Knight of Pentacles. So when I looked at that, I don't want to give away the gap. Because Spirit be like, stop doing that. They're not going to learn if you just warn them. And then they do it this one time and then fuck the thing up. It just ruins it for the soul connection and the person who may have done the work, and then the person that I help you align with, and then you ain't really learned and you fuck it up. Then I can't say I get in trouble, but I'm pretty sure on the grade board for Ascended Masters in Training, that go in the books, right? Like, don't let her go out there. She gonna give all the shit up. So I'm gonna save it for the members. I will say that first. And I'm going to try my best to be the oracle that you need without being that friend that just want to cut the corners, help you cut the corners. But there's a conflict, and there's a commitment, and then there's something short. That's what I got, Pisces. So if this is where we leave off, I definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. For all of my members, I'll see you guys on the other side. And until next time, namaste.